the next topic here on Monday, to be the wrap up for Monday, was the clip from Ben Shapiro that kind of came at later on in the day, kind of circulated a bit later on, but it was basically Ben telling Americans if they don't like that the fact that the living situation's too expensive to move. And this is kind of more of the same of this ear-splitting rhetoric, this kind of, nails on a chalkboard. Is like, that's not the message the American people want to hear. We do have Nick responding to that, but first we will play the actual clip of Ben Shapiro saying this nonsense. But here it is. Let me get it up on screen for you guys.
For a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up. But the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that. The history of America is you go to a place where there is opportunity. And if the opportunities are limited here and they're not changing, then you really should try to think about other places where you have better opportunities. If you're a young person.
So that was the clip from Ben. Only the short one, like 26 seconds long, but he's basically saying, move out west. The foreigners have taken over. We own New York now. flee western. And here is Nick's response to this clip of Ben Shapiro saying this absolute nonsense.
The American government to take care of Israel, but not Americans. So if a New York City, if someone who was born in New York City says, I want the government to help me, Ben Shapiro says, you're an ingrate, you're entitled. You're only entitled to opportunity. But when Israel's in trouble, they're entitled to help from the U.S. government. If you're an American and you say, I want the government to help me, you're an ingrate, you're a spoiled brat, you're entitled, you're a millennial. But when Israel's in trouble and says, I need the American government to help me, Ben Shapiro says, you better give them the missiles. You better give them the foreign aid or Israel's. That's the part that people really hate. The double standard is obvious. It's offensive. It's hypocritical. It's insulting. That's where people say, take your dual loyalty and go home. But to add to it, what makes it truly reprehensible, what makes it truly disgusting, they're not happy with the double standard. To add insult to injury, they want America to pay for their ethno-state. America will have no community. America will have no nationhood. America has no right to an identity, a sense of belonging, a sense of looking after one another. The government has this sort of role. It's not and Israel does. No, our government will also help them. So they have their nation and ours. God promised them the land. God promised them their ethno-state. And God promised them American aid. God promised them that America's going to pay for it. So Shapiro, with his Israeli wife, Israeli kids, his Israeli loyalties, he's got one set of standards for Israel and another for us. And at the same time is going to use his citizenship to lobby for welfare for Israel, but not for Americans. For Americans, he says, get lost, buy a bus ticket, get a job. For Israel, he says, think of the hostages, think of the Jews. How much do you have to actually hate a group of people to do this to them? Seriously. Josh Hammer, who used to work for Daily Wire, says Europeans have anti-Semitism in their DNA. Mark Levin said the same thing. How much do you have to hate a people to live among them, thinking they hate you, but going and telling them, we're your closest ally. You need us. You got all your ideas from us. You don't deserve anything. You're not entitled to anything, but you have to keep paying for our country. How much do you have to hate a people to do this? Take your Israeli.
And I think that's honestly the that's the answer, right? Or that's the question to ask: is how much do these people hate us? But you, Josh, your thoughts? I think you might be muted again.
Am I?
No, you're good now.
Okay. Yeah. So this is one of those moments where, like, it's one of those things, like, we will watch Ben Shapiro say these things, and we either consciously or subconsciously understand what he's saying. But I think this is another reason why Nick is such an effective broadcaster, why his show is loved by all, is because he will take the things that we all just go, yeah, man, that's crazy. But he like puts it in your face where it's like, no. Think about it. Think about what Ben Shapiro is saying. If you can't afford to live in the nation that your ancestors built, if you can't afford to live in my economic zone, my host nation that I'm sucking the resources out of, tough titties, but you got to fight and die for my people. The hypocrisy and just how out of touch Ben Shapiro is mind-boggling. And it's one of those things, like, I didn't even watch Ben Shapiro. Like, the only time I even see him anymore is whenever Nick or other people just say, look what a stupid thing he said.
Right.
This is bananas. Like, the fact that he even said this, it's like, I think Ben Shapiro is a smart guy, but like, how did he not see this backfiring?
So it's the gaslighting too, right? And to your first point, right? Like, Nick is, in my opinion, the greatest orator of our time. And like, this is the reason why his shows do so well, is a lot of people are talking about a lot of the things, right? Politics is loaded with a lot of podcasters. Everyone's giving their opinion, but nobody says it quite like that. And it's the ability to articulate things in a way that, for one, is provocative, two, is edgy, and three, gets the point across and conveys the thoughts much better than anyone else can. But it's the gaslighting that really pisses me off. And especially from people like Laura Loomer as well. You know, Ben Shapiro is one of them, but there's people who actually do it worse. And Laura Loomer now, I'm sure many people have seen this. She's like now doing this now pouty thing where she's like, I'm done supporting Israel. I just want all the support to Israel to be done so Israel can do what they want and stand alone as a nation. And it's like, does this sound like the rhetoric coming from somebody who cares about America first? Like, no. It's like no one would be doing this performative, like, oh, woe is me bullshit over a foreign nation if they didn't have extreme fealty to that. And that's kind of the point here, which is like, we're not asking for you to be 51% America, 49% Israel. We're asking 100% for America and -% for everybody else. And like, that's obviously where the contention is mostly. We did have another super chat here, though. But go ahead, Josh.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say, and it's not even like the problem is with these people is, and it's not just even Jews. It's like, just pick any issue in their category. And it's basically, it's not enough for us to say, look, you're a Jew, you're Israel first. I get it, but I'm America first. It's not enough for them to go, okay, like, we have to be on their side. That's the only condition that they will accept. It's like, no, you can't take your own side. You have to take mine because some trains and showers or whatever, that lampshades and bars of soap.
Right. But it is funny on those ends too, because that's what they're not getting. It's like the average perspective from the American person is billions to Israel, billions to Ukraine, billions to wherever, and then it's like, oh, how bad is the housing, in New York City and all these areas, and the FEMA thing was a great point. We'll get to that later as well. And nope, nothing for you. You know what Ben Shapiro says? Actually, it's probably your fault anyways that you can't afford it. I guess you need to go live in Colorado. Guess you need to up and leave. Who cares if you were born here? It doesn't matter. You know what does matter? 70 billion to Israel tomorrow. Like, and it's like they don't understand how they come off to people.